What up, y'all? This your boy Westside Willie, pilot of the Bebop, coming in. I'm just letting y'all know that we will be departing from Detroit very shortly. So everybody get in their seats, sit down, relax, and if there's any thickums on this flight, you're invited to the cockpit.
Bebop, we got it on lock. Check your wristwatch. Tick-tock, time for lift off. You hear the stars calling. Baby, come and hold me tight. Cause the sky's falling in deep space, writing these jams. All I need is Jordan, don't look back. It's a price on your head, and they'll double that pay if you alive, not dead. These cats is new to these scenes and new to these walls. And when the shots start firing, they start to look for the door. Baby, don't get too close. I'm a cowboy. Wake up and see that I'm gone, I'm where the stars going. One thing I can say about life is that it's not born. And one thing I can say about us, we'll never stop hunting. I'm with my day ones, double shot, messing with my third eye. Brody wanna tag along, well we need a fourth mic, I plead the fifth. If the feds start catching up in space so long, I'm getting used to us suiting up. I'm with my day ones, double shot, messing with my third eye. Brody wanna tag along, well we need a fourth mic, I plead the fifth. If the feds start catching up in space so long, I'm getting used to us suiting up.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the Bebop Boys podcast. We're talking about movies, anime, comic books, and all types of fly shit. Woo! What it do, baby boos?
What up? Yo.
Hello.
My tummy hurt.
It's always got to be different. Your tummy hurts.
Hello. Welcome back to the...
Got neurovirus.
Man's got that new.
Hello there.
New stomach
Welcome
bug.
back to the Bebop Boys podcast, where we talk about music, comic books, anime, and all types of interesting things. On today's episode, we will be discussing...
AM radio.
On today's
fucking serial killer.
Right.
We will be discussing the intricacies of astrodynamics.
Yeah, no, we're not. I don't even know what that word is. Though I did realize that a podcast is basically just AM radio.
Technically.
Yeah, technically.
That's all it is.
Radio show.
People are like, I don't want to listen to AM radio. Put on a podcast. And it's like, same thing. It's the same thing.
It's so funny. I'll put on my car sometimes, and I'll, like, if I'm out in the morning getting coffee or something, breakfast when I'm working, and like sometimes I don't plug in my phone and plug up Spotify or whatever, I'll let the radio run. Shit is ass.
You know what? That's a good perspective shift, actually, because now that I think about it, that is true. And then when you think about it, most on the popular stations, they played games in the morning. They were doing those prank calls and like doing all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
So I listened to 89.1 or 89.x radio. It's a high school radio station, actually. Like, it's all ran through high school.
Oh,
and it's really fucking cool because not only do all the music they play is music that I fuck with, like, a lot, like indie, alternative, electronic, even video game music. They also have little segments where they'll talk about anime or video games and cartoons and shit. And it's really fucking cool.
Oh, that's dope.
I have not listened to the radio in a long time.
Like I said, when I do, it's...
When I had my Astro van, I had the cassette adapter.
Ooh.
And when that bitch didn't work, we listened to, I forget which radio, it was like 90.9. It was in the morning, it was classical music, and then at 5 o'clock they would switch to jazz.
I think that is 90.1.
I want to say it's 90.9 or something like that. It was beautiful. I used to love listening to it, though. I would listen to classical music, and I would try and picture movie scenes that would go good with that song. That's what I would do. It was fun to do. But yes, so I don't know if anybody noticed out there, this is a new setup.
What the fuck?
That's right.
Holy shit.
Exactly. We're in my head, as you can tell, super empty.
Your laundry's done.
It is. Thank you. It is. We got a much smaller washer dryer now.
I'm sorry.
But good news is the clothes dry on the first go.
Nice.
I know we have that problem in my house.
The problem is on the old one, I would just load it and load it and load it.
That's how my brother does his laundry. Like, he'll do one massive ass load, and then when it goes into the dryer, it'll take like 5 hours to dry.
Yeah, you gotta run that bitch.
Why?
Twice.
Why do you? And like both of my brothers do it too. It's not even just singled out to one. Both of their asses do it, and I just don't understand it.
I do it. I'm guilty. So with this smaller one, not possible anymore.
So no, can you not destroy your laundry?
Huh?
Split it up and do it properly. Don't just do one massive ass
I ain't got that
load.
kind of time. I gotta go to work and then go to bed. I ain't got that kind of time.
Just take a day to do it.
But on that day, I'm playing Fortnite.
When you do your laundry, do you do it and you wait? You sit there and wait for it?
No, I'll leave. I go do stuff.
Okay.
I see your point with his point. I'm hearing you both. All right, I got 2 years. You're on this one. You're on this one.
And I work from home, so
I'm
just
disagreeing
like,
with everybody.
You know, I'm just like, I throw it in the washer. It's done.
I ain't sitting around and waiting for no
Cooking
fucking laundry.
mama. You know?
That's why I don't go to the laundromat.
Dude,
Oh, God.
my laundry
yeah.
process is a 3-day process. It literally is.
Christ.
I do the first day of just washing it, then the next day I dry it, and then the next day I put
You
it
can't
away.
let it sit in
Yo,
the
I'm
water.
not
I
gonna
know.
lie.
I can't. I
I-
can't, and I shouldn't, but I do.
One of my life goals is to get a personal assistant so they can put my laundry away for me.
That's my problem. I will say that is my problem.
I ain't putting that
I
shit
will
away.
wash my clothes. I will not fold them.
I'm not
throw
doing
them
it.
back in a
Folding
pile.
is difficult.
And I just,
Yeah.
girl, the fucking laundry that's in front of my TV right now, and I'm watching TV, and I see that stack of clothes right there next to that shit, and like I should be folding it right now, but I'm
No.
not.
After I got a hamper, I was totally okay with just letting clothes sit.
Girl, my hamper broke. That's how much clothes is stacked on top of the clean clothes hamper.
What I'll do to fold my clothes is I will either make the bed completely or I'll clear the whole bed off, and then I'll turn music on my TV, and then I'll just fold it all, put it in piles on my clothes or on my bed where what's gonna go, and then I put it all away. But I
Actually,
make a whole.
I'm gonna
moment
try
out of it.
today actually because I'm just tired of looking at the clothes. I'm gonna try to actually go through it and get some of it folded because I'm just tired of looking at the pile of clean clothes.
Don't do it. Don't give in.
No, I can't look at it because like my room is like it's not big, but it's not small either. But I can feel it kind of closing in on me. Not to be too dark, I can feel like it closing in sometimes. So like having a mess like that kind of fucks with my mental health.
That's very dramatic.
Clothes are closing in.
So it's like
Clothes
I
are closing in.
It's like
Yeah.
oh, I need to do something
It's gonna
about
be
it.
that episode of Jimmy Neutron where your pants come to life. Come to get you.
Every
You never
time
folded us.
you turn the light off and on, and every time
It
their
get
pants get closer.
closer.
When you turn it off, it just falls.
I feel like they have. Now I'm thinking about it, there's so many cartoon episodes of like a dirty laundry episode. So many of probably like
It's
telling
the bane
kids.
of everyone
It's a
else's
universal
existence.
experience.
Yeah.
There's a movie I want to watch. It's a very low budget movie called Slacks, and it's spelled with like 2 X's, and it's about a clothing company who has like sweatshops make the pants, and the people who made it died, and so their souls
Yes.
are trapped in the
Yes.
pants,
Yes,
and they
that's what I
take
thought I was
over
going
the
for.
pants, and they start killing the employees.
Oh, I
in the
like
store. So it's just like it's so low. It's so
great.
stupid, but it's a
That
great
sounds
movie.
like something you would want to watch.
I want to watch it
Sounds
so
like
bad.
Tyre.
I see
Matt-
the scene where
Matt
Pair
got
Pants
really
was like
horny.
strangling somebody.
Mhm. I knew where he's going.
That's what
with
I
it.
wanted.
I loved it. Yep.
Did you ever watch the one about the couch?
Yeah.
No,
You
I'm talking about Matt.
No, I only watched Tyre.
There's one where a couch kills people.
There's a scene in the trailer where the couch is looking out the window. It's so fucking stupid. Yeah.
There's another one called like fucking like basket case killer or something, and it was literally just this dude had a basket. It was like a picnic basket, and there's just a little monster in there, and he just used it to kill people.
What the fuck do y'all be watching?
There's a
Retarded
movie
shit.
called Lamageddon.
Wait, I shouldn't have said
Yeah,
that.
there is.
What'd you say?
Yeah,
Nothing.
there is.
You said white people shit?
No,
He probably says something else.
I said the R word.
Oh, yep, there you go. No, they got a movie called Lamageddon.
Rick and the Tortoise?
Velocipaster.
Yes.
Yes, that's what he should say. But yeah, they got a lot of good. These are all on Amazon Prime, by the way.
Amazon Prime has become my new one-stop shop for movies now.
They have all the movies that I'm like I forget about, but I love. Now I'm like,
And then
oh shit!
And then
like
they've been
Hot
on sale
Fuzz.
lately, so like
Mm-hmm.
I just buy them. Like I went through. I don't know if I told y'all. I don't know if I discussed this on the pod before or not, but I love the Charlie's Angels movies. All 3 of them. They're fucking amazing, and I always like be chasing the streams. Oh, is it on YouTube? Or is it on this or on that? And I'll constantly watch it while I'm chasing the streams. And then they were on all 3 of them are on Prime, and they were like $5 to buy each one. I bought all 3.
No, but I like to. So as you can tell, I get my physical media still. But
Start doing that.
I'll buy them digital and physical.
Mm-hmm.
because I buy the physical just in case, but I like the digital because I'm a lazy piece of shit. So I'll go on Apple and I'll see they have bundle deals. They got some crazy deals.
Speaking of which, do you feel like streaming is going to come to an end eventually?
I think it's gonna. I think that
it's
everything
not
comes full
sustainable.
circle. I think we're gonna go back to cable soon.
See, I agree with that, but I think like streaming will be the new cable. Like streaming's not going to end. It's just going to be the new norm, and then we're going to move on to something else. Because streaming already is cable.
They already do streaming packages.
Yeah,
It's like
Xfinity does it.
Yeah, I have the streaming package for Disney Plus and Hulu now.
I have that too. There's so much fucking money.
Yeah,
Mine was $3 last year for the whole year.
Did you cut it off
Yeah.
eventually?
You did the
Yeah,
Black,
I mean,
you did the Black Friday deal.
I did the Black Friday deal, and then it didn't expire in time for me to do the new Black Friday deal, so I just don't have Disney anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have it. My actually, today was the payday, and it's bouncing off my Cash App because I have my card locked. That's $16. That's a lot of fucking money.
it is.
And I don't even use Disney Plus. I need to.
Disney
I might
Plus.
just go back.
Oh.
Yeah, I
gotta
agree.
cancel
I
some shit.
barely use Disney like at all.
I might go back to just do a Hulu
yeah.
because that's what 12 a month now or 10 a month.
I use Disney Plus for certain things. I was watching What If.
Yeah, I was watching the last time I watched was X-Men.
I was watching
Yeah, I
X-Men.
think so,
Friendly
same.
Neighborhood Spider-Man comes out soon, so I'm keeping
Oh, yeah,
Disney
that-
Plus
yeah,
for
that's
that, where we get a Black Norman Osborn. Finally, the waves make sense.
From the 90s and now bringing him
That
back.
man had waves in the 90s for no reason. White ass man.
Maybe he was light skinned. Maybe he was like, what's the one guy who's black looks white?
Logic?
Logic. But what's the name? The guy who played War Machine before Homeboy got it.
Terrence.
Oh, Terrence Howard?
Terrence Howard used to be very light skinned. He had red hair.
You know who's super light skinned? That baseball player. What's his name?
Judge?
No. What's that?
He is pretty.
There's a baseball player. He's been bleaching his skin. He used to be a baseball player.
Oh, the Latino one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you talking
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 'cause he used to be-
yeah. Holy
Golly,
shit! Now,
bro.
yeah, yep. Michael Jackson type shit.
Yeah, but
He's
like,
Dominican.
yeah, he not no more.
Yeah, had vitiligo, like.
Yeah, he did that shit
Oh,
on his
okay.
own. This
Yeah, he
is
did it
self-taught.
himself.
No, he chose. He
Yeah, that
chose
does
to
make
do that.
sense.
This is a choice.
Michael Jackson did
Fucking
have a
idiot.
reason.
Yes, but yeah. So, what's up, Poppy?
All right.
Nothing.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, real quick before we get into our topic.
Why do people do that? You look like a ghoul.
Who, me?
What?
Are you talking about Sammy Sosa?
Sammy
I was about
Sosa.
to say what I do.
People bleaching their skin. Yeah. Like
I thought bleach was bad for
I
especially
you.
feel like a lot of shit is like that. Like for the most part, I feel like most plastic surgery or any kind of modification you make to your body makes you look like a fucking idiot.
The
I don't
substance.
see a good reason. I no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. I want some. But Little Kim.
I like pink lemonade.
No, there's a lot of shade there.
I heard that shit. I don't know. I don't know about why
She-
she did that.
But she bleached her skin, the nose, the cheeks.
She's the
But,
one
like,
that
the
looks.
thing about
Lil
it
Kim
is-
looks like a transformer now.
Probably.
No, I mean like an
I said
actual.
no tea, no shade.
Like she looks like she's made of straight up boxes.
See, I don't know, because if I remember Lil Kim, she's really skinny. Like
She was back in the
She was.
day.
Yeah, but now
Okay, I
she-
can't remember
She's
them.
short and she's thick because she's a mom now.
I remember seeing something.
But she
I
used to
don't
be,
know
like
if it's
dark
true.
skin and
I don't know if it's true because I saw it on the internet. She wasn't like that dark. She's probably like Jalir's complexion, but like she. I remember seeing something about her getting plastic surgery because of like she had some damage done through domestic violence or something. But I saw that on the internet, so I don't know. Who fucking knows?
Somebody
But
fact
I
check
think
us.
that, but like all like it's just weird. Like the thing about it is like when you are doing something to your body or like your facial features or whatever, like you are viewing it as like you're making like a small change, but the way that you look, it's like it was like configured. Like you were meant to look the way that you look. So then when you start changing shit, you look wrong. Like
Yeah.
even if people don't know what's wrong, you look wrong.
Except
like
for Neville Longbottom.
who?
Neville Longbottom.
From like
The guy who played Neville Longbottom in Harry Potter.
got
Oh,
work done.
I don't know. Look, you can't glow up like that.
No,
There's
well,
He
no-
lost a lot of
I feel
weight.
like-
Yeah, he just
I
lost a
feel
lot of
like-
weight and got abs.
not only lost a lot of weight, like his teeth got like, bro.
Both British people.
No, I mean, like,
This
some
man-
like that's why I say like there are some things that you can do, but usually people go overboard.
They do
Like,
go
See, I'll
people do,
agree
yeah.
with that. Where at the end of the day, I think you can get construction to improve
Yeah.
subjectively at
like
the end of the day.
rhinoplasty and stuff. like
But
that.
I will say, like, most of the time, it looks unnatural.
For me,
Yeah,
I'm
like, if it's
with
not-
the
if it's not like
injections,
a
I think that's what I
fucking-
have a problem with.
if it's not like a clear thing, like I've seen people that got like their noses shaved down, like they had like a hump in their nose and they got it shaved down, or like people with like kind of deformed ears will get their ears like fixed
Girl
or something
from
like that.
The Boys, Starlight, when she
she got a lot of
some-
drastic.
some plastic
and
surgery.
it is very noticeable.
Very,
from-
and they kind of made
the
they kind
two
of made
seasons.
I don't know if it's like a joke, but they mentioned it or kind of mentioned it in the show because she was looking at a picture of herself from like the first season, and it was shown on the screen. It showed her pre-surgery, and she was like looking at it, like thinking of the way that she's looking. She's
I'm
like
surprised they let her do
or
that.
whatnot.
Usually, shows for continuity's sake don't allow you to get plastic surgery as drastic as she got it.
Mm.
Because
I think there was a
there's
story
continuity
behind it.
error.
Like
they
there was
don't let
something
you do it.
either it was on her own end where she was, I think it was something about insecurity, because I think she came out and said she regretted doing it. She only did it because
That's the thing,
She
bro. Like,
thought-
and then you do that shit. So then if you do that and then you realize you fucked it up, now you can't undo
Got to
it.
be careful.
And you got to try and fix it by doing more surgery. Then you make it
That happens
worse.
with
and then
the
there's
Fox.
like Zac Efron with the
His was life threatening though.
oh no I know
Yeah,
that's what I'm
his-
saying, like
oh,
with
yeah.
it can be deadly, like
Yeah, 'cause,
it's not
like,
even just like you're
I feel
changing
bad
your
for him, 'cause that
appearance, you
clowned
could
him.
fuck yeah no I was also like, what is going on?
He
And then
still
I heard
looks
the
fine.
story.
He's
He-
got a
he's good
strong
now.
ass chin.
No, it got
Don't
fixed.
look away.
I'm pretty
Don't
sure.
look away. Don't look away. So you're gonna take because his little chin work.
Y'all got a fireplace now?
All right.
I'm
You
pretty
know
sure it
what?
got fixed. I'm pretty sure it got
What's the
fixed.
topic?
His chin's still strong. His chin's still
That's
strong.
a strong chin.
But yeah, but like watch the Iron Claw.
Boy,
Yeah, I was watching
Depressing as
Ricky Stanicki.
Ricky Stanicki's hilarious.
No, and that's what was what throwing me off because I was watching and I was like, what is it about Zac Efron now? Like he's looking like he's CGI right now.
I was like, yeah, what happened to his face?
I was like, what's going on
No,
here?
he ended up, I think what happened was he slipped and fell in his kitchen. Something happened. He fucked, like he hit his jaw, and it was like hanging on. And he like it was a life threatening thing. They rushed him to the hospital, and they had to have reconstructive surgery on his jaw. Like it was just an accident that happened. It was unfortunate. Yeah, because that's
I thought it was
handsome boy.
I thought he did it for the movie, and then the surgery itself fucked up.
No, he slipped and fell.
Okay,
Yeah,
Island.
then I
Yeah.
completely mixed it up. I thought he got like they did it, and then it was life threatening because they did it wrong.
no. He
Gotcha.
like
I
he
completely
slipped and
mixed it
fell
up. I'm
in real
sorry.
life, and then got injured, fucked his jaw up, and it was life threatening what had happened to his
Okay.
jaw. So they had like he didn't want to do that.
Yeah, all right.
They had to
Take
do it
back what
because
I
of
said
what
then.
happened to him. Which speaking of Zac Efron, this will actually get us right into the topic. He was the background of someone's phone in Creature Commandos. It was a live picture of him for some lady in a Polish country.
Wait, it wasn't like an animated?
No, it was an
showed
actual picture of him shirtless on stage.
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious.
That's funny.
I don't know why they put that in there, but they did, and I loved it.
It's a lot of like they do a lot of like punny and like real life referencing.
James Gunn's a culture fiend.
Yeah.
He loves culture.
they
What
literally.
they called Ileana Disney Princess.
Yeah.
They called Dr. Phosphorus Ghost Rider.
I was about to say they just brought up Marvel in the last episode, so that was interesting.
It's been working out, which I see that happen because it's James Gunn. We probably go get more references.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because they did that in Eternals. They called Icarus Superman, I think.
yeah,
So I see that happening more anyway.
yeah. But I mean, it's
So
fun. Why
technically,
not?
Marvel and Marvel and DC are technically part of the same universe if you count like the
Technically,
multi-universe fights that they've had. So
From what I've been noticing, because they did do a DC reference in one of the newer Marvel movies. I think they said Batman or something.
They did say Batman.
But if I'm correct, was confirmed that the DC is the comic books in the Marvel universe.
Yes.
And then like vice versa, where Marvel is the comic books of the DC universe.
Yeah, a lot of people think they hate each other, but they fucking don't.
Yeah, they're like the same fucking people.
No,
Yeah, they
the
crossover.
incels and nerds who
Why would they hate it? Like, bro, that's
Well, they used to have some bad blood back in the day, but 90s they kind of patched everything up. Like 80s and 90s, I would say, because they had the DC versus Marvel.
the Alchemac universe.
Yeah.
I always forget how to pronounce that word too, but that's
Alchemations?
where they put them together. They fused all the characters
Yeah, those are
together.
cool as fuck.
Which they got Speed Demon, which is my favorite, which is Ghost Rider mixed with Etrigan mixed with the Flash. Those three characters together, which is a
shit's
deadly ass
badass.
combo. Then you have Doctor Strange Fate, which Doctor Strange and Doctor Fate already, but the person who is the Sorcerer Supreme is Charles Xavier. So that's also pretty wild. Dark Claw, Batman and Wolverine. So they
That's
have
badass.
Spider Boy, or was it? Yeah, I think it was Spider Boy, where it's Superboy and Spider Man put together, and it's really great. But then they did the the Justice League versus the Avengers type deal, where fun fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's Hawkeye is the only person who's been on both teams. He's on the Justice League and on the Avengers. Yeah.
interesting.
And they had Batman fight Captain America, and everyone's like, who would win in that fight? There's literally a comic book. Neither one of them won. They fought for like over a day, and they were both like, neither one of us is gonna win. Let's just call it. They just kind of ended up stopping. So yeah, they got some great stuff out there. I don't know why everybody else thinks they probably got some bad blood here.
I think it just goes back to what we were talking about, like tradition.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's a human kind of thing to be like, this is my side. You're making something that's like mine, but I like mine more. Fuck you.
Yeah, because they just not too long ago, probably about 4 years ago, they mentioned the Justice League in a Thor comic.
Oh, okay.
Where they were like, Thor is going to take on these gods. Like, there's a god of just gods. There's a god of emerald. There's a god of darkness. They're talking about like Batman, Green Lantern, stuff like that.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, it was in the Thor where he becomes the Herald of Galactus in that storyline with the Black Winter. And because they're mentioning the Black Winter happens in the Marvel universe and in the DC universe.
Oh.
Because they're like, it's all in the same fucking like multiverse.
It even gets to the point where with Thor and just like, because Marvel and DC get to a point where it's not their original characters, they're kind of taken from mythos.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
so those are
DC and Marvel use Greek gods. So of course,
Right.
technically they're together then.
Yes, sir. So, but yeah, Creature Commandos finished up. It wrapped up.
They're making
And
another
that was
season, right?
they've
Yeah,
greenlit a
season
season two.
Nice.
And that was our beginning of the DCU, technically. So, Antonio, you've watched every episode. I've watched every episode. What are your thoughts and feelings on the show, real quick?
I'm whelmed.
Whelmed?
Whelmed.
Whelmed?
It hits too many of the same notes of Guardians of the Galaxy specifically. But for the most part, and I mean that in a positive way, but at the same time, there was nothing innovative about it.
Right.
It is a good show. It is an entertaining show.
Mhm.
The characters are likable. The twist at the end with Ileana was I did not see that coming.
Me
So that
neither.
was it. But aside from that, it hits too many of the same notes as Guardians of the Galaxy. And my one critique of it is, spoiler alert, they killed off Fish Girl,
Nina.
It didn't feel earned.
If
That could have been this in a longer season, that could have felt worth killing her off for, but it didn't feel worth it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say she was fridge, but her death was, I guess it could consider fridging. If this was if the lead was a male, it would be considered fridging.
Mhm.
If you don't know, fridging is a term where a prominent female character gets killed for the benefit of furthering the protagonist's storyline. Is usually a male. It comes from an incident in a Green Lantern comic where
Flash.
it was Green Lantern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a
Where
reason why
Green
they
Lantern
call
finds
Fridge-
his girlfriend in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle Reiner,
Kyle,
Green Lantern.
yeah.
She was not.
Spoiler: he's considered the worst Green Lantern for that.
What?
But Kyle's considered the worst.
He's the best Green Lantern.
You know that's a lie.
No, Hal Jordan's the worst Green Lantern.
That's what I
That
hear.
guy's an
That's what I
egotistic.
I hear Kyle's the worst.
Hell no. Kyle becomes the White Lantern, which to be a White Lantern, you have to be able to literally control every emotion within the same spectrum.
You
cannot alter it all.
Doesn't Hal becomes like the evil Green Lantern?
Yeah, Kyle Reiner's the one who stops Hal.
Oh, okay.
That's how Kyle Reiner becomes a Green Lantern, is because Hal Jordan becomes infected with what the fuck is its name? Parallax.
Yeah.
Because Cyborg Superman dropped a nuke on Coast City, killed everyone, including his family and girlfriend. So Hal Jordan went nuts.
Comic books are wild.
Started killing all the Green Lanterns and stealing their power rings. Had the Parallax inside him. OP motherfucker. Kyle Reiner is like, I'm going to become a Green Lantern. Did. And then was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then one of his villains was like, I'm going to stuff your girlfriend in a fridge.
Yeah.
And then he came home one day and was like, where you at, babe? And then,
In the refrigerator, dead.
Yep.
Speaking of Green Lantern and Parallax, so Max is removing a lot of Cartoon Network content or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what they did put on there? The extended cut of Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds.
they're getting you ready for that Guy Gardner.
Fucking hate it.
Right.
Getting you ready for that Guy
Anyway,
Gardner.
so yes, and so Nina being fridged or Nina being killed to further to solidify the Bride as a leader and her taking her teammates seriously didn't feel earned to me, because you didn't even get to see, aside from defending her in jail and her telling her to go fuck herself, you didn't see a solid friendship there anyway. It felt rushed. It felt this could have been, the episodes aren't that long either. They were 20-minute episodes.
Oh.
This could have been a 10 episode season stretched out a little bit,
I
because
agree with
everything
you.
happened so fast. A Clayface reveal, we ain't seen Cersei since. Like it all happened.
Cersei's locked up in Bel Rev. You ain't going to see her.
I know, but just like it could have been more to
I agree with you on that 10 episode.
to
For sure.
push the storyline, certain parts of the storyline further. And like it was great that they included some of these the backstories of certain characters, but again,
I think that was a waste.
waste. And again, in Nina's case, what was the point? So she never gets her happy ending. Like it's not okay. And then, like,
Well, so
okay, yeah.
if we're following the comics, she could get revived.
okay,
If I'm not mistaken, she was murdered in the comics and then revived by another member of the Creature Commandos, which they showed him at the end of the episode. Was there an end credit scene?
oh, the mummy. Yeah, there was
I
an
didn't
credit
see the end
scene.
credit scene. What was it?
It was Frankenstein, because he's still alive.
Oh yeah, you can't.
So if in
Yeah,
the beginning of
I-
the episode, Frankenstein tries to warn the commandos that Ileana's the bad guy. Oh no, they were trying to stop him.
They're trying to stop them
from
from
killing
killing.
Ileana. But the Bride, on site, without missing a beat, loads this nigga up with bullets.
Because he's a stalker.
He's a stalker and crazy, and does it. And he's like, wait, don't pop, pop, pop. Like, don't even. It's
3 to the
fucking
chest
hilarious.
and 1 to the head.
It's so funny. The nigga, so he's
I fuck with the
mid
bride.
credit scene, still alive, and then he's like, so
Oh, yeah.
the little foreign lady, the Polish lady, he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, the one
look,
with the Zac Efron background.
he's back with her. He's
Yeah.
living with her now. So and he's like talking shit. He's like, you're stupid, it's nasty. He's such a bitch.
He is.
That's
That's the guy. He's voiced by David Harbour.
I find it. I'll stop, and then I'll stop talking after this. I find the show mid at best, because it hits the same notes, Guardians of the Galaxy in particular, to the same point that, again, spoiler alert, G.I. Robot comes back as like a buff group type of character and with a different
I'm
personality.
just glad we got J-Ro back.
I'm fine with it, yes, but it's just
We
like
get
you're
an
not.
killer.
James Gunn is not doing anything innovative with the Creature Commando, so I'm kind of hoping season 2 we see something different. And then I'm gonna talk my shit again.
Yeah.
It gets me worried about Superman.
I don't think this is going to happen with Superman. I don't, because I don't. So my thing about it is, because Creature Commandos is basically just another Suicide Squad in a sense.
Which is another Guardian.
This one's just monsters, It's just a group of bad people we're like, oh, they're just misunderstood. Which I think was like, you don't have to make every single member of the team a misunderstood person. I don't like it when villains are misunderstood. I sometimes like it when they're just mean.
That's
But
why I do
every
like
single
Phosphorus.
the
to an
Dr.
extent,
Phosphorus one.
because Phosphorus at least
Jesus.
is he has
leans-
a tragic backstory, but he just when he killed off the gangster who killed his wife and everything, he just took over.
he
and-
leaned into that
and
villain
fully
side.
relished
Yeah.
in being a villain.
Yeah, he leaned into that, and he killed not only the gangster who killed his family, he killed his family.
Yeah.
And mind you, worse than the way he did.
Yeah.
Bro, mind you, this man is made of like nuclear flames.
This nigga,
Nuclear flame.
like
like a nuke flame, like
this bitch is green. He's green.
do you remember Batman Beyond?
Wait,
No.
Batman Beyond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember his main villain for Batman Beyond, Blight?
No. I do remember
Yeah,
Batman
he looks
Beyond.
like Blight. But Dr. Phosphorus, I fuck with him.
He's like,
And like, bro, he put two middle fingers.
I
through
saw
two people's
that.
heads. And every two, like in the last episode, he's like, "You want me to kill him?" Like
no.
every 2 seconds, like, "You just want me to kill him?" Like he's not. I'll just kill him. Like they were infiltrating the fucking base, and like he grabbed the dude's face and then just pulled like to he just removed the whole bottom part of his head. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! And then Weasel was acting up in the last episode, and every 2 seconds, Dr. Phosphorus was like, "You just want me to kill him?"
Yeah. Ryan was like, no, bro, don't kill him.
Don't kill him. But I agree.
Which I'm surprised. I'm like, I don't know.
Again, because none of them were actually bad people except for Dr. Phosphorus, who
is
leaned
he
into
just a
it.
bad person, or does he just not give a fuck anymore? What do I have to live for? I'm a walking fucking flaming corpse. My family's dead. I'm in prison with a fucking shit in my head.
Yeah.
Fuck all y'all. I don't care. What do you want me to do? You want me to kill this
Again, like I said,
you want me to kill this monster or not?
he leans into that villain side. For
What do you
sure.
want him to do? I don't.
Nothing.
I think that's
I'm
why
glad
I
that he
enjoy
does.
him so much
But
out of everybody.
The bride.
Self-righteous.
That's why she doesn't
but-
really lean into the villain side, because she never did anything wrong. She just kills people who try to fuck with her. Okay, so you're a cop. Like, oh, did I say something wrong? They shoot people who don't fuck.
Wolf.
with them. But anyway,
that came out of nowhere.
but anyway, so no, the show it was fine. The show was fine. I love the animation myself. Dr. Phosphorus looks sweet. Everybody looks sweet. I just think making a backstory in the same episode, and like you're trying to tell a story in, like they didn't do it bad, because like it would transition.
Yeah.
And like, but it would transition to make sense with the way that the story was going.
Yes.
So it still flowed properly, but you wasted precious storytelling time.
There is literally nothing wrong. I want to, let's make it clear. There's nothing wrong with the show.
No.
Nothing wrong. The animation is my only critique about it. Because it's this cheap ass animation that WB's been using for the last few years. But it's a beat for beat of Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
to the T.
Yeah.
Dr. Phosphorus is what's his name?
Yeah, is that?
Oh,
you're talking about-
Star-Lord.
Oh, Star-Lord.
Dr. Phosphorus, Gamora, Bride.
Yeah.
G.I. Robot, Groot.
Group.
Like they all are
Weasel, Rocket.
Rocket. Yeah. Kinda.
How I take James Gunn's work, because I completely agree. They are all the same kind of stuff. I haven't watched Creature Commandos, but everything I see
not messing
here,
up.
It's just the same as James Gunn's. But when
It's a good 6
when I look
episodes
at
of
James
bullshit.
Gunn's and the stuff that he makes,
You're so funny.
it feels like he really, really, truly is just making stuff that he would want. So when you're watching Guardians, Suicide Squad, it's meant, at least how I take it, to be as filled as a fun story of a comic book or cartoon as possible,
Yeah.
while keeping it as what he's a fan of, in terms of like,
Yeah.
what do you want when you watch a cartoon, when you watch a comic book, when you watch an anime? You want to see
Yeah.
characters that are cool, make sense, relatable, team up, and then fight the big bad, have a big moment, and at the end of the day. Now, saying with villains about making them like have a good background, I think all the villains in those movies, I don't know about Creature Commando, are full on as hardcore bad as possible.
Yeah,
Like,
he's done well
in all the Guardians.
Yeah.
It's like Ronan.
There is
the
no
accuser.
gray area with the villains. They are villains.
Yes.
They are not villains.
And
that
this villain in Creature
sympathetic-
Commandos
Yeah.
was hidden in plain sight.
Ileana, it was hidden in plain sight, but
She's a bitch.
she's a bitch.
And so I think the
Mm-hmm.
main thing that James Gunn's go for when he's making these is not to, hey, I'm trying to make a movie that's going to make all the filmmakers be like, whoa, this is, all right, guys, we got to look at what he's doing, or make somebody be like, this is a phenomenal movie that you'll never ever seen before. But more so, it's like, that was like what I would want when I watch a movie. And so like, the way that all the villains are just being straight up evil, I feel like, especially with Suicide Squad, because there's not just one straight up evil villain. All of them have political messages. He's a very political guy. If you follow James Gunn on anything, he talks about politics a lot. So he has a very good message, or a passionate message about those. And I think all Guardians, especially Suicide Squad, is all kind of politics, and then making a fun hero story out of it
Creature
without
Commandos
being
had it.
too much.
Yes, so
Okay.
Creature Commandos, I would say the villain, I guess, or the political message is they're not the society made the monsters.
Yeah.
Society made the monsters. Every one of the person of the team, their circumstances were beyond their control.
Yeah, and not only that, but like even in the first episode, well, the first few episodes, the people who were working with Cersei to try and take over the fake country, I always forget its name,
Mascara.
well, not just Themyscira, but like where Ileana.
Oh, Polakistan.
yeah,
Like that.
Polak scan. But yeah,
I feel like I just said a slur.
well, I'm Polish, so I can't.
Okay.
Polak.
Yeah, Polak. But yeah, they had the men of Themyscira, whatever the fuck
The
they were
men
called.
of the Mascara.
And it was like, the thing was like,
that was
Themyscira, yeah, exactly. And Cersei was running the group because she knew they were all fucking stupid. But the thing was, it was political to an extent because, mind you, Themyscira is an island of women and women only, because no men is allowed on there because men are evil. And then there was a group of men who felt like they had the right to be on that island, so they were fighting to become part of that island and take it over. So they were literally becoming the thing that Themyscira was like, yo,
Yes.
this is why you're not allowed here.
Yes.
So, and there's a group of men like that, and they're out there. We know who they are. Where
Probably.
they're like, what about me?
Yeah.
Why can't I be a part of this? And it's like, because look how you're acting. Yes. So that was they showed them in the first episode. They're like celebrating the shoot a rocket launcher into a gas station. I forget what they were called again, so I always forget. But
The problem is, or you don't want to give
no, I'm talking about in the show.
Sons of the Mascara?
Sons of Themyscira. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. But yeah, there are So the men were banished, from
Which is
Themyscira.
wild. The
And
Sons of
Themyscira has
Themyscira.
the Themyscira has no
And then, like,
lore,
if you
no nothing.
if you want to know the truth of what happens to the Sons of Themyscira, they killed them.
It was at the GI scene.
Yeah, GI.
Yeah, where he's like,
No,
Nazi.
I'm talking about in like comic book
Yeah,
real.
comics.
Like when
so this isn't his own original thing.
like in the comic books, when a woman of Themyscira gives birth to a boy, they give him away or kill him.
Wow.
There's
Not
a whole
like
thing in the
Dune.
comic books where Diana has a son, and she gave him away.
I'll give him one.
Okay, at least he didn't kill him.
I mean, they do that in China, don't they?
Yeah. So China's Themyscira.
To girls.
The girls,
To
well, not
well,
they don't do that
yeah.
anymore
China is the men's version of Themyscira.
because they had low birth
get-
weights, so
they
they stopped
get
doing it.
2 babies a house now.
Now we're on to 2.
Yeah.
We're progressing just like
Well,
Japan.
not us. Don't say we.
Oh, you're right.
We're
You're
not
right.
from
Because
China. Is good for them, man.
Yeah.
they gonna make us have this bunch of babies. They gonna put me in a fucking breeding camp and just fucking jerk me till I start producing strain. Give me to some bitch.
What's the next topic?
What's the reverse
So,
of
real quick, Creature Commandos.
Hayden's tail?
Creature
Jesus
Commandos.
fucking
Creature Commandos wasn't bad. It was fine. I just feel like, yes, it could either been A, longer episodes, or B, more episodes. Maybe cover the backstories at the start, and then maybe focus the last 2
because
episodes on the actual story.
Because what did Nina get in trouble for?
Nina got in trouble for looking like a fish. That's racist. That was that part.
Like, what did she get arrested
For
for?
being black.
Are you serious?
Think about it. Think about it.
Think about
Think about it. Nobody questioned her. They found her. They were like, they literally, she was, She was minding her own business. People were like, that's the creature of the lagoon. And then they were like, you're coming with us. They arrested her, didn't ask any questions, and then she just ended up at Bel Rev. She literally did nothing wrong except for want to live her own life. That was it.
Sad. And like,
So again, she got
it
arrested
just
for being
makes
black.
me sad. Like, and like, I don't want to accuse it of fridging, but like, damn, bro, this girl never had like a good life.
No.
Like, if you look at that episode, like we were talking about, you and I were talking
They made
about
her
earlier,
ribbit.
like, what's her name? Who had like not GI? Who's the other one? Like Phosphorus has a bad backstory, and somebody else we were like,
Phosphorus is back. Oh, Weasel's backstory.
was it Weasel? Yeah, Weasel's pretty bad.
Yeah,
Fucking the fish girl's backstory is fucking terrible.
it is.
And she doesn't get a happy ending. Just for her to be pushed into something that she didn't want to fucking do.
Peer
And
pressure.
the way they fucking kill this little girl is fucking terrible. Ileana fucking underwater, twisted and knives and shit. And then when the bitch flows up into the fucking surface, it's just guts.
Jesus.
It's
Yeah.
just guts everywhere. It is the most distasteful way.
But it showed you.
Yeah, it showed you how terrible Ileana is and she's the villain, blah, blah, blah. But also, it again serves no purpose to the character aside, because like she wasn't a fighter. She didn't want to do this shit from jump. She really just like tried to get to know people. GI Robot's fucking gone. So this fucking she literally served no purpose but to just whine and die.
You know,
She was the voice of reason that nobody cared to hear.
And they weren't listening.
No.
They didn't even try to listen.
No.
Shut up, bitch. Get in there.
That's literally what they would say to her.
No, but I don't want to do it. Shut up. They go to Frankenstein's castle, her and Bride, to try to examine her. Bride was looking for a necklace because
Yeah.
like, she was scissoring her dad, and she was just like, so the whole time they're in the castle. Yeah, this is a thing. Watch Creature Commandos on Max. Anyway,
You should. I like it.
so they're in the castle. What is her name again? Nina. Nina goes with the bride to Frankenstein's castle to try to find this necklace. The whole time, Nina's trying to get to know the bride. She's like, so why are you here? What's going on? How do you feel? Blah, 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 blah.
But Nina
And
also.
the bride the whole time is like, shut up, bitch.
Yeah. But also, Nina's communication skills are so good because, like, Nina, they're looking at a picture and Nina's like, is that your dad? She goes, ugh. And then
ugh.
she was like, you could have just said no.
You're getting piped.
Yeah, she did get piped by her dad.
see, what I will say about that, at least from what I've seen with James Gunn, and I feel like he does make an emphasis on the message that he tells with his characters, whether it's a political message, empathy message, or moral message. I can see that. So I would actually kind of segue this in the Squid Games, because there's actually something similar to that in Squid Games where, spoiler alert, they play the games again. And if you guys...
What?
Yeah, I know. Crazy. Wow. If you guys remember from the first one, after every game is played, they can do a vote to whether to continue games or not. There was a group of 5 people. They trusted each other. They all said, let's fucking end these games. As they were all going up, one of them said, no, let's continue. And that person that said, no, let's continue was really close with one of the little girls that didn't want to continue. And when she was walking back, the little girl starts crying, like freaking out. She's just like, I just don't want to do this. Like, I'm scared. This is awful. Like, I shouldn't have been here in the first place. My life's just awful. Just crying, tears. And she's like, why would you do that? Like, I thought we trusted you, blah, blah, blah. Next game, little girl dies. And I feel like that's kind of a message where it's showing, like, even the people who are have nothing to fight for, have no voice, are too scared, have literally no say in anything, will still get fucked over and still have a bad ending. And with James Gunn's case, as you guys were saying, like, he could maybe revive, I could see this being her part. Like, if she does come back, if she's revived, or maybe for another character, that her whole point of being useless is what makes them more motivated to do what they're doing. Because, like, dude, somebody who has no say in this, no fight in this, doesn't even want to be a part of it, gets the worst kind of punishment out of it. And it's kind of at least a morality message that I can see in those kind of things, especially with James Gunn, when he tells in all his movies. And Squid Game, the whole thing about it is morality and capitalism.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of something I could do to
Even
say
then,
saved
that's
it.
like not even, it's the Gohan complex also, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't fight for nothing, what are you fighting for then?
Yeah.
But it's
No,
like,
that's
again,
good
some
report
people,
a good report card.
shut up. But like, it's just, it's not, you shouldn't punish people for being pacifists.
No,
It's okay to not want to fight.
no, and it's
and
okay.
that's what these
That's why
stories-
you should watch Hacksaw Ridge.
These stories kind of perpetuate that. Like, if you're not fighting for nothing, you are just doomed to die, or you're doomed to fail. But like, sometimes it's okay to not always, as a person who's constantly fighting. I would like to be more pacifistic sometimes, because I'm always fighting and arguing and standing up, and you know what I'm saying? So those people who are the voice of reason, or just like, why are we doing this? It's needed. And sometimes we need to listen to those people a little bit more. But like, for them, it's just like, okay, you're doomed to die every time. I don't know. It's
Well, look at
kind of sucks.
the Captain Ervin speech with Attack on Titan. I actually re-listened to it today. He all the soldiers that were like, he was telling them, we gotta go, we're gonna die. All of them said, what the fuck? Why? Like, I could just run. Like, I don't have to take this on. I could just run because I'm not going to make a difference. What he was telling them is, but what about all the other people that died? All the people who have already died. The courageous fallen, the people who are like, yeah, I want to fight for this. And then he also mentions the anguished fallen, the people who are part of it because they're forced into it and don't want any part of it. And they have died.
So depressed.
And so he's like, now us going out, knowing we're going to die is not for nothing. Even if we are going to make a little bit of a difference, we're not doing this for nothing. And a character like, what's her name? Nina. And the character
We
from
got to throw
Squid
some
Game.
respect on Nina's name.
Yeah, my
guys.
bad. Niall.
No, you don't have to, because she's dead.
You better leave her alone. That fish girl needs love.
But that's what I mean. Like, those characters, they didn't contribute anything. They were something that didn't make a difference, whether good or bad, and they still had the worst outcome. And I don't see it as, if you don't do anything, you are going to perish. I see it as something can happen to anybody, no matter what. Whether you are pushing for it, pushing against it, or just in between, you can get fucked in all facets.
That's like Marco.
Polo?
Yeah.
Marco
Yep.
didn't really do anything.
Yep.
He was just there.
I didn't even
He
know
was
he was a
there to
character.
be a loss.
And he ended up being a integral point, like throughout the whole show. He was brought up almost all the time. But what about Marco? Marco died, and he was a character that, like you said, nobody gave a shit about. He didn't contribute anything.
Most of them
but
didn't
the
do
fact-
anything. But I mean, like, the thing about it is, like, in reality, whether you're talking about in like these shows, or if you're talking about Squid Games, is a little bit different, but not really, because like, if you're in reality, everything is connected. Everyone is connected. So whether you choose to fight or not, you're going to be affected by the results of this thing.
Yep.
Like, whether even if you, like, so if they ran an Attack on Titan, they would have died. They did die. They were going to die. If they stayed in the village, they would die.
Yeah.
So you, like, no matter what, like, you can't really control what's going to happen, but like, something is going to happen. Like whether, so you're really just choosing whether you're involved in what happens or not.
Yeah.
Cause I haven't seen this, but like, I don't know, like, in this situation, like, something was going to happen.
Well, yeah. So like, what it was is they needed her to kill Ileana, was her name?
And
And
that's her name, yeah.
yeah, the queen, and she was swimming, and they were like, we can't get to her in the water without alerting all the guards. And Nina, a fucking fish, so they're like, you got to
Maybe
get
it's
her.
woman.
Yeah, so they're like, you got to go get her. Like, so, but she was like, I don't have it in me to kill someone. And the reason why they have to kill this princess, which we did not tell anybody, was because Circe is a clairvoyant, and she had a future, like a prediction of the future, where this girl takes over the entire planet and kills everyone.
Ileana?
Yes. And she was like, now Circe is a villain. But Circe was like, I still can't let that happen. She was like, I'm not that much of a villain. She goes, I just want to rule Themyscira. She goes, I don't want the world to be destroyed. Yeah. So Amanda Waller was like, bet, yeah, we'll send everybody there to kill her. And then someone else on the team was like, he had fucked her and was like, yeah, we can't kill her because now he got a crush on her. So
Samp.
the team is going to kill her, and he is trying to find a way to not kill her. So he finds out Clayface killed the doctor that confirmed Circe being a clairvoyant, and then took over because Clayface is a shapeshifter. So then they were like, it's a trap. Circe is setting up a trap. So then as soon as they're about to go kill old girl, as soon as Nina's coming up from the water to stab her while she's doing backstrokes, Weasel, of all people, was playing fetch with this girl. So he's like, nah, I can't let you kill my girl. She's playing fetch with me. That's the homie. Now, if you watch his episode early on, though, you get it because everyone who, like all the kids that were playing fetch with him when he was, playing fetch, they all got murdered in a fire. So he's kind of like, yo, I don't want another person who I played fetch with to get murdered.
Ileana looks like the white girl that used to play fetch with him.
Looks just like her. So he startles her.
Blonde
She
white girls.
sees Nina. Nina gets startled. They're underwater. Nina drops the blade. Old girl grabs the blade and then just.
And then you know what's crazy? Because she's a princess. You know how much like torque it takes. I guess torque is the word. I don't know. But how much pressure you are underwater to like for you to like be able to. It's hard to move a knife so swift underwater.
Yeah, she did that shit like butter.
She did that shit like it was like air.
Yeah. And then they
That's
show her
training.
eyes.
You
Like
have to
her
be
eyes. Yeah. Her eyes are glowing with just like.
I know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rage. Like,
But
Like
the thing
shift.
about Nina being actually important is because after all that's done, Amanda Waller, who's leading the team, was like, yo, we fucked up. Like Clayface set us up, seriously set us up. They're under the impression they got set up. And then everything's done. Bride is like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go say what up to Ileana right quick. I'll be right back, y'all. So she goes into her room. Ileana signing some shit.
for the record, we do not know if Ileana is her name.
Yeah.
We're assuming Ileana.
I forget what her fucking name is. I don't fuck with her. But she's like signing some paperwork and shit like that. And Bride's like, it's kind of weird, how all this played out. And she's like, yeah, it just, worked out for the best, I guess. And Bride was like, because I seen that picture of you with Clayface. She goes, so it makes sense that if the clairvoyant, the professor that solidified the clairvoyant was the real one, and then you killed her to make it look like she wasn't the real one at the time. She goes, that would make sense. And the girl was like, okay. And she goes, but I'm going to kill you right now. She goes, but not to save the world, not because you fucked us over, but because you killed the only friend I ever had. And then she pulled her gun out and shot her straight in the head.
Damn.
Blew her shit back.
Again.
But not to save the world, but because she killed her only friend.
But let me, I'm going to again say.
Freezer.
They fridge the shit out of her. They fridge the shit out of Nina.
Yeah.
But this is not saying that this show is not good.
No,
it's
great.
just in the context of it being James Gunn's show, written and directed, and following up Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and all fucking Guardians of the Galaxy multimedia franchise. It literally hits the same notes.
Well, that's how I feel about Squid Games.
Yeah, talk about
Like that's how I felt about
it.
That's how I felt about Squid Games. Like Squid Games was fine, but it was just like I wouldn't say it was bad, but it wasn't like fresh.
I feel like no one's really talked about how good it is either. Like unlike the first season, people were raving on that first season.
Because season one was different.
Season one was like a something new,
But like no
This
one's really
was like-
talking about it now.
this was like really in the same vein, and I don't know. Like it was just I don't know.
They were like, I remember like, oh yeah, new season of Squid Games. That's it. That's all I heard. Haven't heard shit since.
For me, I really, really, really liked it because of I actually liked it because I thought it was going to be like a kind of a cookie cutter situation. Kind of going to get into a little bit of spoilers. I'm not going to spoil too much, but
Oh, we're spoiling it. Fuck it.
yeah, let's go to all the way to the
I don't
end.
give a fuck.
Literally spoiled a 6-episode fucking cartoon for the
Yeah, that's
biggest
true. That's
media
true.
franchise in the world. Who gives a shit?
So in this one, it starts off with him, the winner of the last one. All he wants to do is find the dude who's playing the games to try to get to the master and the games. That's his whole shtick. There's the cop guy still going, trying to find the island where his brother was. That's the whole kind of storylines that are going on. Anyways, he works with this mafia to try to find them, to try to find the guy. They end up finding the guy. Two of the people that were working with the old winner follows the suit dude, but then the suit dude captures them, makes them play rock, paper, scissors, kills one of them, and then he goes to the main winner. So now, you guys remember the suit guy who played the game. So now he's there with the winner from the first game. Sing Young, I think that's his name. I can't remember, but I'm just going to say main character to make it easier. Yep, main character. they're having a talk. He's pretty much like, just take me to your boss. You're just a dog. And he's like, yeah, well, you're just a fucking piece of shit too. Here, let's play Russian roulette. And then they play Russian roulette. It's a great fucking scene. Oh, yeah. It's actually a really good fucking scene because it gets down to the last bullet because he's like, let's make this interesting. Let's fill it up with 5 bullets out of 6 rounds and let's keep going. Oh, no. I think it was have the one, and instead of after every shot, like, spinning it, you just do one and then go to the next. So no matter what, by the 5th one, and then the suit dude gets it where he knows he has the bullet, and then the main character's like, yeah, well, fuck it, like, you just lost your own game. You actually are a dog. You're not gonna do it because of this. And so he, like, great character face, like, kind of realizing what he's doing, and then he's like, well, just let you know, like, you're still just a useless fucking piece of shit that can never do anything in life, and just kills himself. Now the whole plan from here is to, now the main character is working with the cop who's trying to find his brother. They end up coming together. It's 3 of them, so it's 3 people. Their whole plan is to put a chip in the main character's tooth so that he goes back to the games and they will track him. Turns out he goes to the club, blah, 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 shit happens. He gets knocked out. He's in a limo. Now he's with the dude from the other game. Like the boss guy. He's like, oh, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm trying to stop you. And he's like, well, how are you going to fucking stop me? And he's like, with guns, I'm going to fucking stop it. And he's like, well, how's that going to work out for you? You want to be a hero? It's not going to fucking work out. He's like, yeah, well, I do want to be a hero. Let's play your games. He's like, all right, let's play. Right when he gets there, they're tracking the GPS. They find an island. It's just the fisherman there, and there's the chip. When he's playing the game, like when he first gets out, he's like, he checks his tooth, sees that it's not there, and he's like, I'm fucked. So now he's playing the game again, forcefully. And in this time, since he knows how to play the games, he's like yelling, telling everybody, hey, stop. No, like, we got to do this. The first game they played was red light, green light. And that was actually really fucking cool because at this point, nobody believes that they're going to die. But right before the game starts, he comes out and he's yelling, everybody, do as I say or you will die. I'm not kidding. And everybody's like, this fucking guy. And so they do red light. They're all going. And right when they say red light, red light. He's like, stop. Like, he is at the top of his lungs. Freeze. Do not make a move. I'm telling you what you do. Do not make a move. And every time he's like covering his mouth so they don't do motion detection. And it's actually going really good. It's like a war scene, like green light. Go, run! They all start running. He's staying behind because he wants nobody to die. And then one person, like, they're all staying still. B comes around. Person's like, B! Boom, head goes off. And then everybody looks around. They all start running. They all start running, getting shot. He's just sitting there, staying still. Freeze! I'm fucking telling you now! Please, stop! And they're all just getting gunned down, shot, fucked up. And then at the end, when they all get to the finish line, somebody gets shot in the leg, but they're not killed. So he's like, he's finished. He goes back to pick him up, does the thing, second left, saves them. They're like, yeah, yeah. And then he just gets fucking taken out right then and there. And it's from a shooter that is part of the masked people. I did forget to mention there's a third storyline going on of this girl who just has a fucking awful life. She's that shooter. And her thing is she wants the people dead. Because what they actually want to do is they want them half alive so they have organs so they can sell it. But her job was told, no, you got to put them out of their misery. So she's doing as she's told. But the people that are part of it go up there and be like, what the fuck you doing? You're fucking with our business. You're going to fuck this shit up. We're going to fucking kill you. And so now there's a subplot of the masked people, like somebody infiltrated that. And now from there, they're like, all right, you played this game before. What do we do in the second game? They did a vote, actually. The vote can end up coming to a tie. The last person to vote to make it go further was actually the boss, the dude from the first one. He's now part of the games. And everybody's now asking, hey, what's the second game? If you know shit, what's the second game? He's like, it's the game where it's the cookie and you gotta cut it out. Once they get in there, it's not the same game. So everybody's like, fuck you, we don't give a shit what you say. And now from here, they're just there's the people trying to find the island. They find another island they think is the right one. It's booby trapped. So now they realize that the game is on them. The main character is like, all right, I don't know what the fuck we can do. So the only thing we can do now is to try to get their guns and we have to fight ourselves. And they're like, no, you can't do that. We're fucking outnumbered. And he's like, well, what the fuck else are we supposed to do? Like, come on. And so they did a vote. Vote goes through. They do some more games. The games are really cool. There's a lot of really interesting characters in it. I actually really fuck with the characters heavy. Like, there's one dude. His name is Thanos. And
Yeah.
He's the most cringy piece of shit.
He's a real Korean actor who was blackballed for smoking weed in his house.
dude, he looks like
rapper,
that.
yeah.
He looks like that type of fucking
But he got
dude.
blackballed for smoking weed in Korea.
I fucking love this character. He was like, what he was going for, he nailed. Because yeah, fuck him,
He's
fucking
the
annoying,
worst.
cringy,
Oh my
and
fucking
you
God.
just
He keeps speaking English.
Oh, and it's so fucking hilarious when he does. Oh, I fucking love him as a character. Like what the actor did was great. He fucking killed it. But
So, what would you guys overall?
my only problem, because as it all goes on, I'm fucking with it heavy.
Mhm.
Like, so they make the
How many episodes is this?
6, and
I thought it was like 8.
It's 7 or 8.
okay,
Yeah.
7 or 8. I ended up losing track because I thought it was gonna be like 10. But they start going like, all right, now the whole plan is, all right, now we got to fight back. They knock out some of the guards, get guns, make them go off. Now you got a little team of people that are like, all right, who knows how to use a gun here? Everybody get up. And they make a really, really, really big emphasis on this whole scene when there's all guns going on ammo. And I actually really like that. Where it is a main thing where they're every single time they kill somebody, they're like, get his ammo, get his ammo. You got to go get your magazine.
As you
I'm out
should.
of ammo. I fuck with that heavy.
That's one of the biggest complaints when you watch movies.
Exactly, I know.
Like, watch a John Wick movie and see how many times they fucking reload a
they
gun.
make this specific. And so there's this huge, awesome scene of
Funny
like
'cause,
6 of
they
them.
don't have guns.
What was that?
The guns are illegal in Korea. Like,
Oh, yeah, I know. I was actually very surprised.
so like, how do you know?
Yeah.
Well, some of them were Marines.
Yes.
Oh,
That
okay.
was the big thing. There's actually a trans Marine in there, and it's like a whole kind of shtick.
See, America, it's not just.
I
No,
think it-
no, wait.
Okay.
She decided she wanted to transition. When she decided she wanted to transition and come out that she was a woman, they fired her from her job. She was a sergeant in the Marines.
And she lost like everything.
But didn't they hire just a regular male actor to play
Yeah.
her? So
Yeah.
they didn't even hire a trans actor to play
Well, the whole
trans character.
and the another thing is there was a scene where they were playing the games, and he like his part was he was supposed to kick something and kick it away, and he told everybody to look away, and then there's a grandma character in it, and at the beginning they're like, she's like, because it's with her son, she's like, what is that person like? Oh, I think it's a guy that just wants to be a girl, you know, it's happening nowadays. And she's like, that's weird. And then after that game, the old lady goes up to him and be like, well, why do you do that? Why'd you make us look away? And he's like, well, my procedure's not done yet. So he's saying she still has a dick at the moment and doesn't want people to like see it and know it. And it's kind of it's a running thing that like she is the most mentally there person, like ready to do anything. When the guns happened, she came up and was like, all right, everybody, do you know how to use guns? Do you know how to use a magazine? Do you know how to get this shit right? Blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, she still wants to be identifying as a woman and says that's liberating for me, whether people push me back or I lose all this or that. So her point was she wanted to win the money, move to Thailand, and just live out her life there. What was the point of that?
You said you were going to what you didn't like about it.
Oh yeah, all right. What I
So,
did,
yeah.
it was a trans person. That's what I didn't. Great show, but they had a trans person.
Trans exclusionary. This man is not a. This man is a turf.
Yeah.
Trans exclusionary feminist.
But no, the thing that I didn't like about it was I was actually like I liked it so much. I was so invested into it that by the end, when they're shooting, they're fighting back. It's really cool. They have to tell somebody go get back their ammo. They're going back. They're doing all this cool shit, and then the climax comes where the boss who was playing the games the whole time ends up coming out, and he's like, "Yep." Well, no, he doesn't come out and say, "Yeah, I've been playing the whole time," but he like comes back as the boss, and then he's like, "All right, well, did you like playing a hero?" And then he kills his friend right in front of him, and that's how the season ends. So I'm sitting here like,
No.
what?
Yeah, I was pissed. It could have been one season. They broke it up into 2. The next season comes out this year. So it's like,
oh, so it's not even done.
It's not even done.
they could have just been like, season two,
Netflix,
part one,
Netflixing.
season 2, part 2, like they did with fucking Stranger Things, but instead they're like, season 2, we're gonna end it on like the biggest cliffhanger in the world.
It was the climax. Like I didn't even feel like I was invested. As it was all going on, I'm like, I'm liking this. There wasn't a part where I'm like, oh, this is great. This is amazing. I'm like, oh, this is building up. Once it got to that part, I'm like, all right, here we go. This is when shit gets good. Last episode.
So for me, I liked it, but so one, if you guys couldn't tell by now, it really bothers me when illogical things happen in shows. And to me, it was very illogical that this nigga wouldn't question who number 1 was.
Bro,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Because I watched up to episode 4.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, even if you're gonna be naive about it and you're gonna say, okay, no, in the first one, he finds out at the end that number 1 was behind everything to begin with. Number 1 was this very old man, and like he was running the whole fucking thing. So he finds out that afterwards, that's why he got so mad, and then he wanted to go back because he realized the whole thing was like some fucking charade and like whatever. So why wouldn't you question number 1 when you come back, and especially given everything that even if you don't know, you're not suspicious at all. Number 1 was the reason why you guys got stuck here again. He was the tiebreaker. Number 1 was the reason that you're still here.
And like you gave him at the end like the biggest responsibility.
You gave him, bro. Not even just that. Okay, so you wouldn't even get to the end. Like I feel like with any person who's not a fucking idiot, you wouldn't even get to the end because okay. So one, just the fact that you've been here before, you already knew that number 1 in the last one was up to some fuck shit. You found that out last time. So that would automatically make me question number 1. So like I feel like the logical thing to do in this situation would be if you were the people that run the games, you also know that he won the game. So put this player in a different number, but they put him as number 1. And then you came back to the game, you saw that this was number 1. You're not a little suspicious of that, 1. Then he shows up as a tiebreaker to keep you in the game, to interfere with what you're trying to do. He is the one that stops you. Okay. But let's just, okay, fine. But then your best friend keeps fucking bringing up, I'm kind of scared of this guy. Later on, he's like, there's something off about this guy. Number 1. There's something off about number 1. Even if you don't know what it is, that didn't trigger anything in your fucking brain. Like
I have a theory on that.
Bro, there was no way. Like, you should be, if you're going to re-enter this situation, if you're going to re-enter this situation, you should be looking for signs of like what you've already been through. Why would that not be something that you're looking at?
My theory. So like the first few episodes, my whole thing was, what can I be invested in? Him trying to figure out the island and stop it. Like, I felt like there had to have been some smart stuff going on there other than just guns blazing, let's kill everybody. My theory is he knows it's him. I think he knows the whole time. My why is, so they did the little part where he called him his name. And he's like, how do you know my name? And he's like, oh, I just heard somebody say it. I feel like maybe it was right there he might have found out. Now, I think that's why he gave him the biggest job to test it, to see if he really is with us, then he will kill those guys, will be good. If he's not with us, this whole thing's going to go down right here. Letting his best friend die, I don't think he gave a shit enough shit about his best friend, because when they did the votes, his best friend did continue the game once, and his whole reason was like, I really need the money, we just need to do it just one more time, I really need the money. And as we know, the main character knows, like, you are the fucking problem. You're the reason. You doing that is saying you don't care if I die. That's what he told me. He's like, what if I die? What if you die? And then even in the hallway at the end of the scene, he was like, no, Guillaume, don't die. And then the main character was like, no, I'll make sure I outlive you. And then before that, when the boss told him, he was like, so you want to make a sacrifice to like for the greater good? He told him, he's like, if we don't make this sacrifice, we'll have to make a bigger sacrifice. And I think he knows I'm gonna have to sacrifice my friend because my friend's willing to kill me.
The problem with that though is that he had no way of knowing or controlling what was gonna happen if that backfired. So he could have been the one to get killed. Like in that situation, he didn't know that he was gonna kill his friend.
In all fairness, the show is about gambling though.
That's the whole.
It is, but that's what I'm saying. Like even still, like.
I feel like he just has no choice.
That didn't give him any route to complete what he was trying to do. Like even finding that out doesn't do anything for the end goal. Like
I think once the GPS was gone, he was genuinely just like, I got like anything.
I don't know, like maybe, but like at the same time, I just like I don't see how that could play out towards the end goal, like him knowing who the guy is. And then even still, I think maybe subconsciously he knows who the guy is, because there was when he had that dream, he was the only one. Like the body language of the boss guy, even like as a player, there was something different about him. Like he was just looking at him like this, like so subconsciously he knew. I think subconsciously he knows who that guy is.
I just think,
but like at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know, like bro, like everything to me was like, this is the thing. This is why I said it's the same thing as Creature Commandos to me. Like story wise, it didn't hit really on anything new. Like
yeah,
and even new for the trope. Like even like that the trans thing. The trans thing is like cookie cutter heartwarming. So much so that it's not heartwarming. Like I knew where you were going. Like with every single aspect of this, I knew where they were going. Like with the fisherman, I'm like,
I didn't see that coming.
I saw that.
I did. He was like, being weird.
Not even him being weird.
I didn't even know.
You've been searching for this island for however long, and there's an island that you haven't checked, and the only person, like this guy, is who's steering the boat. Obviously, if there's a spy, it's the nigga who steers the boat. Like, if there's a spy, it's the person who could prevent you from reaching the island. Yeah. What the fuck? Like, that's fucking obvious to me. The fucking shit with the trans thing was very fucking, like, I knew where they were going with that. It was like, okay, this is the only person who's different. Yes, they're going to, like, emphasize that, and then some people are going to come around. There are going to be people who accept her off the rip. Like, I fucking know where you're going. And then, like, the thing about, like, the fisherman thing pissed me off. The thing about number one pissed me off, because I'm like, this feels very obvious, and obviously he's not going to let himself die. Like, he's not going to let himself die. The people know who he is. Like the players know who he is. That part where he fucking ran off, he saved the people and then he ran off, like in that like merry-go-round type game where they had to go run inside the doors. This nigga could have just ducked off anywhere. Like this nigga was like, all right, I'm about to go chill for a minute.
Well, I do think he had a genuine, like, to play the games. I think he only joined it to sway the vote, but I think he genuinely was like, I want to have some fun.
He's like,
I do want to have some fun.
I don't think some of the guards knew he was in the game, because when they go and they break in and they're going in, they have the one guy and he's like, you need a mask. And like, he looks at him and he goes, and then he gets killed right after that.
Yeah,
like, he was so shocked to even see him there. Like he didn't even realize he was in the game.
I just see it turning out.
But that's what I'm saying. They know who he is.
Yeah.
Once they saw his face, he was like, oh shit.
It might be certain people. Like I feel like certain people know who he is.
That kid was a grunt.
No, that's what like he recognized him, but didn't like. I don't think he knew he was going to be a player though. Maybe some of them did. Like the dude in the black might known, but I feel like some of them, at least, like didn't know until they saw him. Like the people playing the games were like, "Oh yeah, that's the fucking."
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like you're saying, like they didn't know ahead of time that he.
Yeah,
was
like
going
not
in the game.
every single person.
Yeah. I don't think so, but like even still, like they knew who he was, and then they didn't show him going into a pod for a reason. Like so that means to me that shows
a pod.
To me that shows that he just ducked off somewhere. So those people at least did know who he was, but like. To me, it was like very obvious. And then like when they were like, his friend was literally saying, that guy's fucking weird. Like he was kept saying like that. And then if you catch this nigga, he looks weird.
That's why.
Like,
he looks like an Asian Elon Musk.
Bro, he looks like he looks
really
like an
does.
Asian serial killer.
But that's why I do think
like,
that
when you
it's
look
going
at him, you just
to
see Elon.
like not the climax, but I think it's going to get to a point because where it's going now, the routes that I can see is the cops and people eventually find the island. They try raiding it. The girl that's part of the people, she might fuck shit up. Like those are the only two.
She's gonna interfere somehow.
So that's why I think he knows, the main character knows, and it's going to be those clues like that. I think he's going to say, yeah, well, when you called me my name and then my friends were saying you were doing something and it all kind of caught on. And so I had to see if I could trust you by telling you a big important thing. And I had to risk my friend, but I had to make a sacrifice for the greater good. Something like that.
Something like, I don't know. Like,
it would be a way to.
I will say though,